Charlie,
Uniform,
Lima,
Azerbaijan,
Azerbaijan,
Cultaholic. Dun dun.
Hello, I'm Ross from Cultaholic.com, and your new collective name will be decided via a Twitter poll later on today, so make sure to check out @RossOnWrestling on the Twitter machine. And once again, we find ourselves in the woods because my voice is stronger than the 4 brick walls that hold up Sam the Shredder to Driver's bedroom, and it definitely has nothing to do with the sex swing he has in there that I would never have mentioned at all if we were filming in his bedroom. Anyway, let's get cracking with the knack and hear all the WTF moments from last night's WWE SmackDown Live, which wasn't live.
WTF!
First of all, WWE's decision to label this week's SmackDown Live as SmackDown Live is misrepresentation, and we should sue their arses. Don't really do that. Vince McMahon has defeated the United States government and God himself at the graps, so you and your pocket money, you would have no chance... in hell. This week's SmackDown Live wasn't live at all. Now, I could make a joke about this week's SmackDown Live being as live as a dead wrestler, but that would be very inappropriate of me indeed, so I won't do that. Instead, I'll look at the fact that the only way this week's SmackDown Live could have been live is if we all suddenly developed short-term memory loss and forgot that it was taped a few hours earlier. Hey, at least we'd have the sweet memories of childhood to bask in when we need them. And we had 2
Name redacted.
shirts at SmackDown Live last night. Thank you very much for those
Name redacted.
who represented me on the grandest stage of them all. That isn't WrestleMania. It's a SmackDown Live that wasn't live. It's not very grand at all. I'm asking you as a collective now to forget about those shirts and head over to Cultaholic.com and the shop on there, which Adam Pacitti built. Go and explore. There's some lovely, lovely things on there. Next up, we have the Big E's Booty Hose sign. Does that mean that it's that time once again for everybody to go into their kitchen cupboards and their fridge and make themselves a bowl of cereal and eat some ass? Now, if there's one thing I was certainly not expecting to see on last night's SmackDown not live, it was Sami Zayn goose-stepping his way down the ramp. But whatever you do, don't mention the bloody war. Is it just me, or does Shane McMahon's face look like it's being possessed by Donald Trump? Next up, we have Tom Phillips face fornicating the crap out of another line on commentary when he claimed that Shane McMahon was wasting no time in making the matchup between Sami Zayn and Kofi Kingston, even though the show was over 18 minutes old and we had just sat through one of the most awkward promos in the history of yesterday. Think of all the things you can do in 18 minutes and simultaneously take your mind out of the bin, you filthy, filthy pigs. Made a grave mistake, Corey. Corey Graves was mid-sentence before he was cut off like Piers Morgan would be if he was in the middle of phone hacking before going straight through a bloody tunnel because WWE had to show a replay, which apparently, it turns out Tom Phillips is the only one allowed to talk over. Now, obviously, after yesterday's spat on Twitter, Corey Graves has a lot on his mind, but if I was him, I wouldn't worry because Piers Morgan is a massive... A crossbody beat Sami Zayn. Come on, man. He was kicking his legs like he just treble dropped in Pop World, man. That, to me, says he's completely fine and able to kick out. But, however, the massive body weight of Kofi Kingston was on his shoulders, presumably preventing him from doing so. This makes absolutely no sense to me. Having the weight of somebody like Kofi Kingston pressed down on your shoulders should not make kicking out an issue. The man isn't even a full person. He's got a massive pigeon chest. His torso looks like a fresh box of ice cream with one massive scoop taken out of it. I need to have a word with my bear, my spirit animal Ruru. Why on earth are you trying to help SmackDown Live out, pal, when all they've done is hold you down? Why have you forgotten that you gave Shane McMahon an ultimatum of a championship match at Money in the Bank only for Shane McMahon just to pretend it never happened? Shane didn't even acknowledge it, man, it just went away, leaving you with absolutely nothing. So why then, Ruru, are you so desperate to get on Shane's team to help Shane's brand win its Survivor Series? You should be bruising Shane's knees just like you bruised Lana's knees in that kinky Instagram post, you kinky devil, and making him kiss your ass for your services. Carmella and James Ellsworth have not split up. Everybody calm down. In recent times, Carmella has been treating James Ellsworth like a sex slave, so her kicking him in the face is their idea of kinky fun. She likes doing it, he likes taking it, and when you're into that sort of kinky stuff, I've seen those videos where men pay hundreds and hundreds of pounds to have women kick them in the grapefruits. So a little kick to the face like that is nout. Eyebrows turned heel. Why was he stopping Shelton Benjamin from getting outside the ring to get Jey Uso though, back into it. As Corey Graves rightly said on commentary, the Usos have championship advantage in a championship match where they're defending the championships, so the referee blocking Benjamin from getting to Uso and putting him back in the ring just completely plays into that. Bit of a screw job if you ask me, which is funny because tomorrow is the 20th anniversary of the original screw job involving Gary Wonky Eye and Captain Giggles. This might have just been on the version I was watching, but both AJ Styles and Jinder Mahal both got the job rightings for their WWE Championship match. We came back from the break and we saw this picture and the match immediately began. This was the most inappropriate thing I have seen since I don't know. Oh yes I do. Jinder Mahal winning the WWE Championship and holding it for 170 days. Also, Hulk Hogan's weird fixation with his daughter. Not enough people talk about that. Made a grave mistake, Corey. This time we have Corey posing the question that maybe Jinder Mahal had an ingenious plan in store for Brock Lesnar for what would have been their Survivor Series match before last night's main event. Really, Corey? Jinder Mahal is the Sam Allardyce of WWE champions, and no, I don't mean he's got long balls and drinks pints of wine by the dozen. He only has one way to play. He survives, he gets the Sings involved, and he wins by being a bastard. The same plan would have been implemented against Brock Lesnar if he was even having that match anymore, and you fine well know it, you ice gem head bastard. Tom Phillips, the Snake, who might just be on a plane as I speak right now, claimed that this picture here saw Jinder Mahal setting up. I mean, how do you get AJ Styles and Jinder Mahal mixed up in terms of colour alone? AJ has brown hair and Jinder has black hair. It's ouchie. Made a grave mistake, Corey. And Corey's back at it once again. This time he claims that AJ Styles here is using his reach advantage to get to the bottom rope. How do you get AJ Styles and Jinder Mahal mixed up? I mean, in terms of complexion, AJ Styles' hair is really quite straight and really quite long and really quite luxuriously soft, because he's worth it. Whereas Jinder Mahal's is curly, which means it curls up into a mullet type thing. Massive difference. Styles wins, good. Styles wins, WTF. Finally, we get some love from WWE. Finally, something big happens on our shows, because I don't care what you say, Rebellion and Insurrection were the absolute drizzling crappadoodles. Oh, God. All you have to do now, WWE, is give us a pay-per-view on these shows, you utter cock teasers. Otherwise, we might drown you with the amount of blood juice sex we have stored up in our bodies. Made a grave mistake, Corey. The phenomenal one's going beast hunted at SummerSlam, is he, Corey? You're getting your asses mixed up, you, hang on. Snivering little suck-up sellout full of suckering succotash, son. That's a cool line, isn't it? Seriously though, Corey, it's Survivor Series in a couple of weeks. Do not ruin one of the biggest moments of the night, like your predecessor JBL did last year. As you will remember, when SmackDown's Bray Wyatt won the 5-on-5 match, JBL screamed, "Raw won it, Maggle! Raw!" I believe in you, pal. I feel like David Attenborough seeing a kangaroo in Antarctica while wearing suspenders and high heels, balancing a Ford Fiesta on its nose, which on top of that has 80s pop sensation Belinda Carlisle singing "Coming Home, Newcastle," because there you see the one man outside of Jinder Mahal's family and the great nation of India that is unhappy with the sight of AJ Styles taking Jinder's WWE Championship. It's a true rarity indeed. Behold. Made a grave mistake, Corey. Just as SmackDown Live was fading to black, we can hear Corey Graves clearly say, "Kevin, can I give you a?" What does Corey Graves want to give Kevin? Don't just want to give him some flowers or a life or the number of a well-respected dentist so Kevin can sort those bloody gnashes out? I guess we'll never know. And that's it for all the WTF moments from this week's SmackDown Live. There has been 19 of them. Isn't that a lovely number? Anyway, I've been Ross from Cultaholic.com. You can follow me on Twitter at RossOnWrestling, where you will see your new name, your new collective name. But also make sure to head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic, where you can find all sorts of exclusive rewards. Anything you can give to support us will be greatly appreciated, but most importantly, do not forget to, dramatic pause, join us.